Well, welcome back. I had to start this video all over again. I originally came back at 9:02 and I wanted to inform that I figured out what the problem was with the previous file and script, but I had a phone call that came in and I couldn't continue, so I had to stop right here. I'm going to go ahead and repeat what I said earlier or typed out. Basically, many times, almost always, the very simple and small or obvious things are the ones that cause trouble. So, you know, we need to pay close attention, especially if you're like me. You have to pay close attention to things, because sometimes people like me pay attention to too many things at once. So, with that being said, not this said, but the other said, this is the time now. Not much of a big difference, but I want to, you know, stay live with you as much as possible, and we'll continue on from here. The reason I didn't understand the script is because the example was basically telling us to delete multiple lines, okay, and reduce it down to one line between each line of script. So if we had a script or if we had a file that had the contents 1 with 2 lines, and then 2 with 3 lines, and then 3 with 1 line, and then 4, you know, 2 lines below 3, and then 4, and so forth. Basically, this script would have done this. It would have just reduced it to 1, 2, 3, and 4. See how there's one line between this and this? So I'm going to go ahead and apply this in real time as an example, so that we can move on to other aspects of this of SED. And let's take it from here. I'm going to the shell right now. I'm going to show you what this script looks like at this moment. It's called CH06 multimedia or multi-line delete. There's our script and SH. Let's run it real quick. Alright, now let's look at what I did with the file. I didn't show you what I did with the Google file. I'm going to show you what the lines I added. I added multiple lines, about 4 or 5 lines between each one of the text lines. So I ended up printing empty new lines between them. So now you know what the file looks like. I'm going to remove those lines with the script and then write it out to a file. Remember the file that was Motorola Data 2, and let's count the lines of Motorola 1, because Motorola 1 has the original text. Okay, 102 lines. Okay, there you go. There it is. Let's do this. Let's cat the original Google file. So I'm going to use that Motorola file was used earlier to compare to the output, but this is the original file now. Look how many lines there is. Let's count them. Google data, 102. Huh, that's weird. And let's count the lines for the new one. Now there's 34, you see? And if I want to do a diff between the two, Google data and Motorola 2, here's the difference. Look at all the lines that are there. Right? So let's try another example. Remember the examples we were using in chapter 5, ABC. Okay, let's do it against that file. Let me go ahead and notepad it. Okay, right now we have single lines. I'm going to go ahead and just do something crazy, you know, like 8 lines or something. You know what? Let's just make it real ugly. And then I'm going to copy this line just to really mess this up. Okay. And by the way, those extra spaces are being inserted accidentally. So this is what the file looks like now. Real, you know, real retarded. just completely messed up, intended to drive somebody nuts, right? So that's what our file looks like now. Alright, let's count the lines in it. WC-L is basically a command to tell us to count the lines on our file. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to change this to abc.txt. We're going to save it. We got to convert it Unix to, or DOS to Unix. ABC, oh nope, what was the name? Oh, CH06. Huh, what's wrong with you? Because I didn't capitalize it. Remember, the small little things. Alright, so we converted it, and what happened? It told us to reduce it by one line, and if we let's go ahead and write the output to a file. I thought I was going to delete. I thought I was going to crunch them down into one line, but it didn't. Obviously, I don't speak the language that well. You know what it is? I bet you anything is those spaces that I created. Let's try this real quick. I'm going to do it the long dinosaur way, okay? Let's see which ones have extra spaces. Oh, there's really no way of telling, huh? Okay, well, anyways, let's try to let's look at the difference between the outputs. So let's shell this. First, ABC with large lines.txt, and no, that's not the first one. Let's move that file to lines removed from abc.txt. Alright, diff abc.txt, we were telling it to differentiate it from the new output, and there you are. Look at that. Count the lines. Okay, there's 42 lines in the new file. Let's look at the word count in the old file. 106. Look how many lines are removed. Plenty. So, with that being said, now we know what the script above does for the most part. I will keep a copy of that snippet and continue to modify it to suit my needs, as it looks very useful. I'm sure there will be better. I will shorten this video now and close it. I think I'm going to retire SED training for the day. EOV, and this is the time. That was pretty short and sweet. You guys have a good night. I will see you next time.